Hello, everyone across the country. Actually, I see Tim now. I'm deactivating him. This is March 25th. No, let's make it February 25th, 2016. And this is Mastermind call number 63. And Tim, I hear you. You are on, correct, sir? Tim, are you there? Okay, we had somebody else from area code 321. Maybe that's not Tim, but anyway, on with my partner, trainer. If you guys have been on the website and listened to any of the videos and all that incredible material, you've heard Chad's voice before. Hang on a second. Tim, is that you? Tim, area code 321, is that you? I guess
no, this is Robin and Kathy.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Sorry about that. All right. So, Chad, anything to share with the group today? Let's go ahead and get started. If Tim shows up, great. I'll unmute him later.
I don't have a whole lot this week. If we've got questions in the queue, let's jump to it.
Okay, great. And by the way, guys, on our website, we now have a calendar on there. So Chad and I are kind of taking the show on the road. We're going to NAR. We're going to some of the specific real estate conventions. If you ever wonder, when's the next call, when's the next role play, on the search bar, the header on our website, there's a calendar now, so you can go on there and see upcoming events. And that's about all I have to share. I know we're working on a couple exciting things. We get comments all the time about how good our phone numbers are compared to virtually everyone else, and we actually think we found a way to make them even better. So that's coming attractions, and let's go ahead and take our first call. This is great. We'll get started. We have two people in the queue. Again, if you have a question, if you have a comment, anything you want to share, just hit *6 and then hit 1, and you'll be next up. All right, looks like area code 714. You're up. 714, can you hear me? Area code 714-626. Are you there? All right. Well, I guess he didn't have. It was a short question. How about area
Hello?
code 619? You're up.
Yeah. Hi, this is Mike Moore in San Diego. How are you?
Hey, great, Mike. Thanks for participating. How you doing?
No problem. I was just when I was first on the call, it was really low, and it's gone up a little bit more volume. That was basically, I was asking to have that turned up because I couldn't hear you at all. But
okay,
loud and clear now. And a question is, what is basically covered in this call? Just an overview of the service, or?
Yeah, we have. And Mike, if you haven't, is this your first time on the call?
Yes.
Okay. Are you a subscriber or you're a prospective subscriber?
Prospective subscriber.
Okay. When you sign up, you get access to all of our training on the back end of the website. This is a mastermind call where all of our existing clients and people that I think are very interested can come on and we just brainstorm. It's a question and answer, share successes, share wins, share challenges, and it's just a good exchange. We now have about 300 subscribers around the country, and usually about a third of them show up for this call.
Okay.
So it's just an open forum. Is there any questions? I appreciate you participating, Mike. Any thoughts or questions that you have? Anything you want to share?
No, I was mainly just wanting the volume to be up a little bit because I couldn't hear, but it's better now, and I'm interested in hearing what people have to say in the call.
Excellent. Yeah, I don't often get accused of not talking loud, so it has to be the technology. Go ahead, Chad. You wanted to say something?
I was going to tell Mike, if you haven't found our Facebook group, this call, we have a Facebook community just for this group. If you go to Facebook and search All the Leads Mastermind is one word, all the calls that we've done in the past are archived. Last week was an awesome call. It'd be a great one to listen to just to kind of get a feel for what these calls usually are.
Great. I just joined.
Okay. Oh, welcome. Thank you. All right. Well, we have another one. Area code. Thank you, Mike, for asking. Area code 206. You're up.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Can hear you great. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I apologize if it's echo. I'm on the driving and you're on the speakerphone in my car. But
just make sure your windows are rolled up and we're good.
They're up.
Okay.
Let me know if too bad. I just a question regarding on the phone calls. It just came up yesterday with another broker, and I really didn't have a definitive answer for sure. Was with the phone numbers we're getting, and we're making these calls, somewhat cold. I mean, they're not cold because they're warm enough to know that they've got probate issues. But are we in any way in non-compliance with the federal do not call list?
Yeah, we get asked. Go ahead, Chad.
What's the do not call list?
He's kidding.
Well, it's a big fine, I think. So I just want to be sure where we are.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. It's come up before, and I always have to give you that disclaimer that check with your broker, check with your local laws. We have gotten numerous legal opinions that when someone agrees to be the executor of an estate, they're putting their information out there as a matter of the court records that, hey, if you have any questions about this estate, I'm handling it. So from that perspective, we have been told, and our attorneys don't believe, that you need to check the do not call list because they're putting it out there that they're the one to contact regarding this estate. But and we've never had an agent yet that's had a problem with it. Having said that, please check your local laws, and if you feel better running them through the do not call, go ahead. But it's our opinion that in our attorney's opinion, that you don't need to.
Okay, that's great. I just wanted to have a position on it, and what you're saying makes a lot of sense. So I'm not going to worry about it any further than that, especially if nobody who's been doing this for however long has never gotten fined. That's kind of a good bellwether right there.
Yeah, 100%. I always tell the story, and not to minimize it, you always should try to follow the rules and regulations of the law, but when I was coaching, I had a client that got a letter from the FCC that said, we've had a report that you called someone on the do not call list. We don't have the manpower to investigate individual complaints. If you're doing so, please don't do it anymore. So that was the extent. It's the do not call. I've never heard of anybody getting in trouble for a single phone call. I mean, that doesn't mean that you should intentionally do it, but and the fact is that this category, because they're putting their information out there, it's not even a concern. It's meant to go after the robocallers, the people that blatantly abuse it. So again, check with your broker, your local counsel, but we don't believe it's an issue.
Okay, great. I appreciate the input.
Yes, sir. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thanks so much for your help.
Excellent. Thank you. Next question. It looks like D.C., Maryland, Virginia area code 301. You're up.
Yeah, this is Xavier Arnold. How you doing?
Great. Who is this?
Xavier, Nate Arnold.
Hey, Nate. Yeah, I recognize you by Nate. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, good. Yeah, and what you just told the gentleman was true. I've been doing this for a while. Once it's in the probate records, you can call based on what you said. I've also had to look into that. One of my questions this week is I signed up between now and last week. I'm really looking forward to the first list. And Chad has been very, very helpful. And I'm trying to put everything in place. I've signed up with the voice casting, so I've got that going. Now, the letters that you guys have done and the scripts, I didn't see the scripts for the voice broadcasting on the site. So you guys don't have that on the site, right?
I think there is one MP3 file of one of my messages.
Okay.
It's just so everybody can hear it. I mean, we kind of went through it, but keep it very simple. I try to keep the message really short. The one that's worked the best for me is you reference the letter and why you reached out. So, hey, this is Chad. I sent you a letter a couple of days ago. Just wanted to follow up and make sure you got that and you understood why we sent it. Please give me a call back when you get a chance and leave your number. So it's less than 20 seconds. It leaves a lot of curiosity. What the mistakes that I've found myself, that what I learned is don't try to sell on the phone. don't try to explain who you are, or what you do, or which company you're with. You just burn up valuable time. And the only point of a voicemail is to get your phone to ring back the other direction. So that's what I found to be the simplest and get the best response. Hi, this is Chad. I sent you a letter last week. Just wanted to follow up, make sure you got it, you understood why we sent it. Give me a call.
Right, and that's what I did, Chad. I pretty much narrowed it down, and I put my number in twice. But say if I wanted to do a one-on-one as far as setting up my system, would you guys be available for that as well? Setting up the letters that you guys have. You know, I'm talking about the mechanical things, putting in a top producer, those kind of. I'm not technically astute as some of these other people might be.
So that's a big part of what we do in Probate Mastery. In session 2, we spend an hour showing you just how to set up the systems and everything around it. Why don't you give me a call after this, Nate? We'll talk, and I'll take care of you.
Okay, great. Thanks, man. That's all I need to know.
Hey, Nate, I always try to mention this once every call. We have this company. We have 4 partners, and we now have several employees. If you need help with anything, I mean, there's nothing that we're not willing to help you with. You know, we don't want to just sell you data for a month or 2. We want you to be successful with it. Send an email to support@alltheleads.com and be real specific about what you need help with. And not exaggerating, our response time is less than 10 minutes. We all read that, and the best person to get back to you will usually help you. And I'm the point of contact because I sold most of you guys on this program. I think I'm the oldest of the 4 partners, and I'm like you, Nate. I'm the least technologically astute, and I get calls all the time that are I just say, all right, let me create a ticket, and I'll have somebody call you back.
All right, okay.
The quickest way to get an answer, though, is you're set up now with Chad. But just anybody, any help you need with anything, send an email to support@alltheleads, and someone will get right back to you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
All right.
Nate, while I've got you, Nate, it took me a week, but I found the app I was looking for. When someone leaves you a voicemail on your probate line,
right,
you can automatically generate an email and a text message, an email to you, a text message to them. So check your email. I sent that to you a few minutes ago.
Great, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, we only have one more call in the queue, please, guys, or one more question. Hit *6 and hit 1. There's a bunch of people on the call, and I know you guys are all, none of you have it all figured out yet, so please participate. *6 and hit 1. If you have a comment, question, frustration, there we go. I'm getting the calls. That's great. All right, the next one is area code 714. You're up next. 714, you're up.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great.
My name is Bob Faust, and I'm calling for 2 reasons. One, to thank you all for the website. You got my website put up this morning, and I went through it front to back, and it's excellent. The website, if everybody doesn't know about the website is key, and we're going to be sending a lot of people to that website. So it's really professional, and thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
Okay, and the other thing is I have gone through my whole list and called every attorney to try to get one active phone numbers for the attorney that's going to be handling probates, and to try to fill in the column for email addresses. Many of them won't give you an email address. It's really amazing how attorneys are so possessive of their email. They don't want emails coming in. And I've had 4 of them tell me, well, the person has to call directly, set up an appointment. Once you have an appointment, come in and see us, then we can give you an email. I'm going, wow, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So I guess, is any work going on to try to get email addresses?
It is. So that's the unicorn that everybody's chasing, and we're very careful about what email addresses we give you, because I don't know how much, without getting too deep into it, it's thin. Email marketing is thin ice, depending on where you get your list. So what we don't want to do is take that great domain that you've got and an email address and send email to people who aren't opted in and then end up ruining your domain. So we are testing in the background different sources of what we believe to be valid email addresses, mainly for the personal representatives, not the attorneys. But what we would like to do is be able to tie an email address to a physical address or a name or both. But you've got to be really careful how you do that, because you can cause a lot of damage to your domain by getting blacklisted or ending up on the naughty list in the email world. So what we're working on is a system where we would have a dedicated mail server and we would take care of all the logistics of that for you guys. However, we haven't found a source of emails that we feel 100% comfortable with, and it's something that we heard you loud and clear when we sent out the survey last month. I think 80% of our clients find email marketing valuable, but we've got to be careful how we do that. So we're helping you, not hurting you. So anyways, it is being worked on in the background. We aren't really one to push out something we're not proud of. With the phone numbers, it took us quite a while to get to the level we wanted to be at, and we're pretty proud of that. We'll do the same thing with email. When we know that we've got a good, credible source of emails and a good system to use that for your marketing, then we'll roll it out. Bob, there are some resources if you want to use on your own. Intellius.com and Spokio.com are two skip trace services you can use, and I think they have a monthly subscription, or you can do it per search if you wanted to do those on your own to try to come up with email addresses.
Okay.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
I can probably wait. The phone calls will work in the meantime, but it is kind of hard to get past the gatekeeper.
It is. So I'll say this, and what was really interesting to me, that the value that real estate agents put on email marketing, in my frank opinion, is way higher than the actual value of email marketing. If you're an incredible copywriter and you have the best subject lines in the world, in our industry, if you get 20% open rates, you're killing it. So with our letters, the way we send the mail, the greeting card envelope, allow first class stamp, a hand address, you pretty much have 100% open rates on those. And our great prospecting trackers, the people who have gone through Mastery and I keep in touch with, they're reporting 80 to 90% contact rates using the phone numbers we provide. So you have a far better chance of getting your message through having a live conversation, using direct mail and phones. So email can be important. It can be a great supplement. It shouldn't be a priority for anybody, in my opinion. It's something that, down the road we'd love to be able to do it as another touch. But if you're doing your phone calls and your direct mail, that's plenty.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I'll give you another hint. When you are contacting the attorneys, a phone call is the most challenging way to connect with an attorney, because the gatekeeper at his office, her job is, she's kind of the protector of the billable hours. They're charging $200 to $400 an hour, and every hour she puts him on the phone for anything free, he's not billing that hour. So there's a couple of things in the data we give you. We give you a docket number, and we give you the name of the deceased. So in your letters and in your phone calls to the attorney's offices, you can, to make it a little more formal, and make it, to get past that gatekeeper. Hi, this is Bob Faust. I'm calling for Attorney Jane Doe regarding the estate of Billy Perkins, docket number 123456. Is Jane available? And you can get, be a little more direct and reference specific case number, the case and the deceased name. And you're more likely to get past that gatekeeper, because they're going to think, oh, well, he's already working with Jane Doe. Let me put you through her voicemail. Same thing with the letter. You can do a merge field for the docket number. You can do a merge field for the deceased first and last name. And when you mail the attorney, you can say, this is from the desk of Bob Faust regarding the estate of Billy Perkins. docket number 12345. Hello, Miss Doe. I'm contacting you regarding the estate of, and kind of explain what your services are. So when that when that gatekeeper opens the mail, they're more likely to pass the letter along because it is a more formal business letter referencing a specific estate.
Would you recommend then in that letter we not have our letterhead, our real estate advertising, and make it more look like a business letterhead?
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, and that's real. In reality, that's what it is. It's a B2B. So it's professional to professional. And in that letter, really, what you're trying to accomplish, you want them to understand what it is that you do. One, so they'll send you referrals, but two, even if they don't call you and they get letters from you once a month and they say, okay, when an executor calls and says, hey, this realtor Bob Faust sent me this letter talking about a cash offer and, helping us repair the home. Well, what should I do? The attorney, if he has gotten those letters and he understands the value you're bringing to that the community, he can give you the endorsement and say, oh yeah, I've actually seen Bob's stuff. It seems like he really knows what he's doing in this space, or we've talked on the phone, and they can give you that endorsement. So you might, those people might be calling their attorneys even before they respond to you. And the more those attorneys know about your business and your service, the more likely they are to endorse you to those people who you haven't spoken to yet.
One other thing, I luckily got a hold of one of the attorneys, made an appointment, went in and saw her, had a great conversation. But when I asked her what can my business do to help alleviate your burdens, she said, well, let me tell you frankly, in California here, we attorneys get a flat fee for doing a probate. So we get, let's say, $5,000. We're going to get $5,000 no matter how much time we spend on this case. So if you can offer to us services which will save us time, and because we can't bill for that time, anything you can do that'll save our time will let us not waste our time. We can bill somewhere else. Said now on a trust or an estate taking care of that, we can bill for every hour we have. So in those cases, we probably won't be as anxious to have you do some work for us because we can bill every hour that we have to put in it. But on a probate, we got to go back to the judge. If we run over our $5,000, we have to go back to the judge and ask for more money, and he's not so disposed to give us any extra money.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
and that's
true
a great
in
point.
most states?
It is. I mean, the reality is that the value you bring to an attorney is the same value you bring to an executor. You sell the asset for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. So if that attorney can trust in you that you're going to get the most value for the estate, that's part of his or her fiduciary responsibility to her client and yours. If that also helps get the file off their desk without much effort, then that's a huge perk for them. So think of, and that's why I say be clear. The attorney should be clear on all the things you can do, all the things we teach, getting the personal property cleaned out, getting the home ready for market to sell for the highest dollar, to attract buyers and the fastest way possible. Those are all things that help the family, but they directly help the attorney too. So help them understand that. And that's why you can, just like you do in your letter to the personal representative, you can lay that out for the attorney. We can do da-da-da-da-da-da. All these things help us sell homes quicker for more money. And we can take a lot of that responsibility off of your plate. You don't have to coach the clients. We can educate them on as far as the real estate's concerned. We'd be happy to field any questions from any of your probate cases regarding real estate, whether they're selling or not. So put that value out there and show them how they can use you as a resource to save themselves time, because statistically about 80% of an estate's value is held in real estate. So you are helping with the lion's share of the value of the estate. And if you can take that off the attorney's plate, you're doing them a huge favor.
Great questions, Bob. We got one more in the queue. Are you good, Bob, or anything else?
No, I'm fine. Thanks so much.
Thanks for participating. One more question, And we probably have time for one more. If there's anybody else, hit *6 and then hit 1. Otherwise, we will finish up with area code 225. Area code 225, you are up.
Hey, this is Michelle Nablock, Cobb in Baton Rouge. How's everybody?
Great, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Look, I wanted to see who was doing the website, and I know Bob just mentioned about it, just leveraging that, because that was something that we were looking to add on to. So whoever is really using that and what they're doing with it, I would love to hear from. And secondly, was on the team of advocates that they're have at their fingertips. So of the estate sale people, the moving companies, contractors, what has been, whether it's been a tool or an 8x8 that they're adding on to in part of the letter campaigns, like if they're putting that as part of an inserted postcard, or if they're doing it something separate as a separate touch. What does that look like?
Great questions, and I have to ask: are you the Michelle in Louisiana that's just killing it with getting?
I am.
Yes, I want to thank you so much. Now, there's an example of somebody who's just take this program and run with it. We didn't even know you were doing so well until the people you started recommending came to us. And if you don't mind, just a short, we'll answer all your questions. You're going to be the last one of the day, but you've been with us for how long, Michelle? How long have you been getting the leads?
April of last year.
And you've taken how many listings?
I'll be honest, I was bad for the first few months and didn't put my systems in place. So we started off in October really putting it in place, and we've taken 6 listings and have closed about $20,000 so far in revenue, and have 3 more on the pipeline right now. So
Chad and I are applauding, and you still show up for the call, and you're still asking great questions. Chad, I'll handle the website, and then maybe you can handle the rest of it. And I wanted to thank our previous caller also, Bob, for his comments about the website. Everything you need to be successful with this program is included with the cost of the leads. Things like the mailings, the website, the probate mastery are things that we've added because our customers have asked for it. And we've had several comments from attorneys, at least 2 that I know of, that said they went to the frequently asked questions on the website and they learned something from it. So I don't actually, like I said, I'm not the technological partner, but I do know that they take all of that content in the website and then they very much personalize it so it looks like you're the author of all of it. And Michelle, you were looking for, we can have Mark reach out to you if you want more information about the website. Again, I would send an email to support it all.
Okay.
Mark's the one that develops the domain name, helps with the content, really gets the look and the feel that you're comfortable with, and then we just plug it into the content that we already have. And he can send you some examples also. And Chad, can you expound on their other questions at all?
Yeah. So I think I understood it. You want to know what's the best way to kind of present your team to the public, right? In your marketing.
Yes, sir.
The best example I've seen of it, other than just in the letters and a lot of the marketing we do, we explain what we can do, not necessarily who does it or who the key players are. One of our subscribers, I'm pretty sure it was Bud Thompson. If you want to maybe look him up on Facebook and see if he'll share it with you, he made a trifold, and so he has a logo specific to this niche, and he made a trifold that kind of explains who he is, why he does this, and in the very center he kind of had a roster of here's our here's our probate team, here's our estate sale company, here's this, here's that, here's that. And he put the company information with phone numbers and everything, and that's providing value first for sure. But that makes it really easy to list with their niece or nephew who just got their license and take care of everything on their own. So my suggestion would be highlight the players or highlight the position. Like, we have partnered, or we have an estate sale company, we have a renovation company, we have this and this and this, but maybe not specifically those companies. And especially for, to have evergreen content, if you publish one company and then something changes with the relationship and you've got 10,000 pieces of this, you would have to go back and change that. So I would say highlight what their role is as a professional, but not necessarily the professional, because you want to leave that curiosity out there. You want to keep that value with you until you've spoken to them and built a relationship. And that's kind of how I handle it. So I don't tell anyone who any of my vendors are. It kind of, the way we present the options is it looks like everything's under one roof, kind of vertical integration in the business. Once we talk and I understand their goals and what vendors I'm going to use to bring value to them, then I just hand everything over. Because once we've built a relationship, I know that, that we're going to be working together. So it's for kind of a shotgun marketing piece to just get out to the public, I would highlight the roles of those people. And then once you've had a conversation, maybe in your listing follow-up package or something, a leave behind for your listing appointment, you could have the actual roster with their names and numbers. And you could circle, the estate sale company, circle the contractor, and say, be sure to call these people.
Got it. Awesome. That helps. What about keywords? What are you seeing as the most keywords that are being used in these searches to really leverage getting some of those online, getting more of an online presence?
So what we've learned, the website that we built, and what Jim said about the attorneys being impressed. I mean, we built these sites kind of to show off your probate knowledge. So they're not built to convert. They're not built for SEO. There's very little competition on Google for probate in most areas. So because it's such a new niche. But really, the sites aren't really built for conversion or for online marketing. The goal of the site is to give them, it's an extension of the letter. So it's a place for them to find out more about you, see that you are a very credible resource in the community, and then call you. And they do exactly that. When I've watched Google Analytics, I put the domain name in the PS line of every letter I send. And what's really interesting, you can tell when the mailman goes down the street, because watching your analytics, you can actually see the web visits come up the day the mail's delivered. So what that tells me, people are opening the letter, they're going to the website, and then they're calling. And it filters out quite a few, because the ones that don't plan to sell, have already sold, don't have just the ones that don't need your help are going to read your letter, understand what you do, go to your website, see a little bit more, and then make a decision like, well, I don't really need Michelle. But the ones that do, they're going to go, oh, my gosh, Michelle is way over my head. She's got all this information here. Like, she knows more about this than me. I bet she's the one that can really help me. The other reason I wasn't real public and didn't care that my site indexed is I don't want my competition to see everything that I'm doing. So that's the beauty of this. This is very direct, targeted marketing. So we know, all the people on this list, we know that they've lost somebody. We know that they're the most important person in the world to that person. And we know that they're in a very stressful situation and they're 80% likely to sell in the first 90 days. So we know that that's a pretty targeted list, and we approach it with a very targeted message. Where internet marketing is kind of a shotgun approach, and it's all numbers. Where here, we're focusing on a few people with a very specific message. And what's interesting is most all your traffic to your website will be direct traffic, meaning they've seen your domain name somewhere, and they've gone and typed it in directly. So Bob, who was on the call earlier today, he has a great domain, and I just saw it today, so I think it's faustprobate.info. So it's very simple, Faust Probate, his name and the word probate. And it's really simple to remember and type into your phone really quickly after you read a letter. So keep that in mind when you're choosing your domain. Pretty much all your traffic is going to be direct traffic, and they're going to already know what you do. That's why they're going there. So it's going to be difficult for, a listing agent on the other side of town to just happen across your website. without having, knowing what your domain is.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that helps big time.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much.
No, thank you. And please, no matter how many deals you do, keep coming back to the calls and sharing. We really appreciate it. And congratulations getting off to such a strong start.
Absolutely. Thank you all for putting this together. Love it. Looking forward to the divorce. I know that's up and coming.
Divorce is coming soon. It should be towards the end of next quarter. We'll actually be ready to roll that out. So, and we have a few other ideas after that. We'll keep surprising you. And like Chad said, we're more about quality than quantity. We really feel like we have probate dialed in, and now we're ready to take on and we're going to keep improving the probate, but now we're ready to take on the next category, and we have at least 3 or 4 more after that. So good things ahead, and we really appreciate all of you coming today. I think we'll wind it up here. I always end these calls by challenging all of you. Take one thought, one idea, one thing you heard on today's call, take it out and put it into practice, and please come back on next Thursday and share with us. In the meantime, you know where to reach us, support@alltheleads.com. Thank you so much for coming today, guys. Have a great week, and we will talk to you next Thursday.